Hello everybody and welcome to the second launch of the 2024 Formula 1 season. It's Williams Racing and the FW46. Despite the fact it might not be the actual car we're going to see, this is going to be the livery launch with some of the 2024 cars. Now we are going to be showing the stream. We're just waiting for Sky F1 to launch it up as well, and then we'll get going and we'll have to fiddle around as well. So we will be seeing it's about a half an hour launch. We understand gets underway at 40 minutes past the hour, finishes at 10 past the hour. So about 40 minutes, get to see the new car, hear from the drivers and the teams, and it'll be coming on shortly as well. There's a teaser image of what we saw beforehand as well, with the digital images getting reconstructed. So we will be hearing from everybody. We're going to be showing the launch live from New York City. I've put on the Williams Racing with Martini shirt. I've got two of these actually. As well, I've got the white one and the crew one, so I've got the manager and this one, but the manager one, it's all creased, so I thought this is the best one to go in. But we're just waiting for it to get underway. It should be in a few seconds time. We're just seeing the Sky F1 ident as well, so I'll minimise the Chrome tab that we've got open here in the box, and you'll see the full live stream here. This is a watch along, so I'll be giving my thoughts. What your thoughts as well in the YouTube chat? We've got it open alongside us as well, so let us know exactly what you think of the new car, and we'll hear from the drivers and the teams. It's basically just a proper launch like Haas a few days ago, where we were waiting along to see what's going to happen as well, and then they botched that launch as well. Anyway, here we go. It's underway.
Nigel Mansell wins. Frank Williams has created a team from nothing.
Williams' place in the history books, that's guaranteed.
So it's just all the launch now, basically.
Done it, won it. All of that is history, though. It's a start by the Williams. Now we've got a different story to tell.
Yeah, what's the new car going to look like? That's the main thing I need to say about.
Unfiltered ambition and real racing. This is our story. Only we can tell it. And
everyone's looking forward to this.
Starts right here. The beginning of our next great adventure.
That looks insane.
Super cool.
They've got the gulf on it.
Time.
White
Your
overalls.
time.
Notice that.
Our greatest races are yet to come. History made. History in the making.
So I don't know if this is a premiere because it's not saying live on the Sky F1, but here we go.
Now,
oh, it's Buxton.
Is a team which needs very little introduction. After all, it is one of the most successful in the rich, storied, almost 75-year history of the Formula One World Championship. Today, Williams is a team very much on the rise, with its stated aim being to return itself to the sharp end of competition in this most competitive of sports. Now, a new season represents a new chapter for any team, and we're going to be focusing on that today. So let's take a little look at what's coming up.
I forgot how much these 30
with
minutes
Williams
actually
Racing
are.
drivers Alex Albon and Logan Sargent. Check in with this year's Academy drivers, who are all looking to follow in the footsteps of Williams legends of the past. Team principal James Vowles looks back over his first 12 months leading the squad and looks ahead to what we can expect this year. And of course, today is all about getting that first sight of the new look Williams 2024 livery.
Not even the car.
Williams
it's
has
just
always
a
been
launch. It's not
about
even an
racing,
official
and
launch.
at the heart of that racing story are the team's racing cars. And we know why you're all here, so let's not waste another second. It's time to take a first look at the 2024 Williams Racing livery.
Fine. Okay, right. We'll get straight into it. That's good then. Right. Is it got any of the Gulf livery? No, it's still blue with the Gulf logo, so it's blue, white stripe. It's going to be no different. Then again, there's a little red there. Williams logo proud at the front. So it's a white overall, going back to the Williams of old. I can still see some carbon. So it's going to be black. Turning the grid apart this year is going to be quite fun, isn't it? It looks exactly the same. Dito Capitol, the owners, of course, still there. Duracell still on the back, so carbon livery. It's a
FW46 livery sends the message of what Williams Racing is
It's
all
carbon.
about in 2024.
Sort of a dark
Respecting
blue.
the team's past, but creating a new ultra-competitive
It's Rothman's
future.
blue.
The ever-evolving livery features a vibrant colour transition from new-era Williams to heritage navy blue.
Yeah.
Back come the iconic red and white pinstripes around the nose, inspired by the historic Williams machines of the 1980s and 90s. No wonder
Rothmans.
that Komatsu were back as a partner for the first time since the 1990s. They joined My Pro Team, Gulf Oil, Duracell, Kraken, Stevens, Puma, and Vast Data, amongst others, on this iconic team's journey back to the top.
I like the front with the classic white and red and blue, but the
And I've been
overall
joined
look...
by 2024
too
Williams
sure.
Racing drivers Alex Albon and Logan Sargent. Guys, how about this new livery?
Looks great. I love it. I think subtly evolved over last year. Got a few more sponsors on, which is always good. It looks clean.
Blue.
Blue.
It's got
Blue
more
was to be
paint on it this
expected.
year.
I have to
Less
say. If it was
carbon.
anything other than blue, I would have been worried.
I agree. I think it looks really good. Clean, and normally clean means fast. So
We'll go with that.
hopefully we'll make that happen.
Alex, you had an outstanding year in 2023, and you
I like
personally
what Dissimulate says.
noted you believe it was your best season ever in Formula One. What are your reflections on last year?
Thank you, first of all. I would say more than anything, a little bit more confidence, a bit more experience. It always goes a long way. And more chemistry with the team. That first year is more about, learning the team, learning what the car's like. They've got to learn what you're like. And then that second year, it starts flowing a little bit better. Hopefully there's more of that, looking over from last year, looking at areas to improve for this year. There's always opportunities to improve. And then also trying to
The
understand
timer's not working.
what this new car is going to be like. I think it's going to be such a big difference in driving styles than just generally, hopefully, performance. Let's see.
Logan, Formula One has...
Time is working now, by the
I
way.
think inarguably it's never been more difficult for rookie drivers to come in, but your progression was astounding. What did you learn
Second
through
half of the season,
2023, and how did you
Sargent was
change your
great.
approach
I
throughout
thought
the
right
season
there,
into this?
he'd taken
For me,
the
just to have
time.
had a year under
Points,
my
of
belt
course, in
now, all
Austin.
the things I've learned, made steps forward throughout the season, now have a reference for everywhere I'm going to go is such a huge advantage going into my second year. And I think,
Yeah, my
Alex
arms
touched
around.
on it, this car is going to be very different to last year, and it's important to get on top of that as quickly as we can. But I think having that break in the off season to really sort of get myself in the right place physically, mentally, emotionally,
Okay,
start to
Logan,
reflect on
look like you're
the
training,
places I
but
could have
this is
been,
actually
a
what we
lot
did.
better last year to ultimately make that step that I know I can make.
Yeah,
And,
that's not all they do. They literally
hopefully
make it a
leave
bit
us in good
lighter so
position
then
for
they can film it
2024.
easier.
What are your expectations
when they're
of
properly
the,
doing
of the
it?
46?
Oh,
and
my, do they
is it a
struggle.
car that suits
They
your driving
push
style? Are you
themselves
going
to
to
the
have to
max.
adapt yourself to it?
Yeah, for sure. The driving style will need to change, but I think we're already starting to do that on the simulator, and it feels like a nicer car to drive.
Alex, I know you mentioned a lot last year the predictability of the car. How did you find driving last year's car, but then also having to develop this year's car in the sim, and your expectations of that, again, like Logan, for this season?
It was tricky actually last year because we were so focused on the championship to try and finish
Mercedes
P7,
driver
so we couldn't let it
2026,
go
everyone.
Too much, in terms of sim work.
Oh, no,
too much
2025.
into this year because we still wanted that P7. So it was split, and of course, as the
It's
year
that
went on,
logo,
we started
that's
to
still
really
the Williams car.
almost only focus on the 46.
He's a
car.
Mercedes driver,
But,
let's not
we've
forget.
got some great simulator drivers as
Synthol
well. who are doing
Lights
a lot of
livery.
The background
I think
work, and
Logan
every
can
time
be said
we've
to
been
have
jumping in
improved
since
so much.
Christmas,
He's lost in full
seeing and
inflicted
ticking along
crashes
and
the
seeing
entire
progression
season.
of the
That's
car.
true.
It's been really fascinating to see. We don't really know until we hit the ground in Bahrain, but generally it's been a good car to drive.
Hi, the
It's
rookie.
impossible to say now. I know we're not at testing.
Yes,
yet.
you
haven't
will
driven
for
the car
MotoGP's
real.
test.
But Logan, Alex, have the team set any objectives for the year? Have you set yourself any personal objectives for the year?
I think personally the objectives honestly always, stay quite similar. It's going to be about, of course, taking a step forward for myself, but at the same time, just maximizing the package, being more
MotoGP's live,
consistent,
by the way, the rookie.
and,
It will be
trying to do
live
that
today.
for the duration of the season.
Yeah, there's a couple of things personally speaking I want to try and improve going into this year. I think every driver is. There's always room for improvement somewhere. And then for the team, it's just to wait and see. I feel like every team's going to make a big step. Everyone talks about numbers and how many points they've added on and how much quicker they are from last year. It's all comparative. So let's see how we fare against everyone else. But we've definitely done a good job. I don't want to talk a big game too early.
Oh.
but let's see.
For both of you guys,
Midfield
James
team,
Vowles has now
Williams?
been at the team a little under a year. How do you feel the team has progressed under his leadership, and you both as drivers? How much have you been able to draw from him as a team principal?
I would say, first of all, this I don't want to put pressure on James, but it is his first year where he's really taken control, and you can really see that. I think over the last 4 or 5 years, there's been an inherent way that the team and the car's been designed, and I think this year there's been quite a big divergence to that. I think that's why you're hearing us talk about the car being so different. We're taking more risk, and we're trying to get away from our old ways, old habits. So it's definitely the right thing we're doing, and it's just seeing if it's going to work out okay.
Yeah, I think it's been great to see. I think, as Alex said, he's definitely put stress on the system, and I think in the end of the day, that's how you grow as a whole and as a team. And personally speaking, he's been great to work with.
Simthas looking forward to his stakes reveal. We'll be live for that later as well.
Motivated than ever to.
Light green
to
can
keep
make a really
improving
cool
and get back
livery.
to the
I'm
front.
hoping
Lovely
it's
stuff.
light
Best of
green.
luck to you both in 2024. Now, as these guys mentioned, one of the most positive and I think talked about news stories in 2023 was the appointment of James Vowles as team principal here at Williams Racing. And back in December, we caught up with him at the team's factory in Grove to look back over an eventful first year.
Williams Racing have just announced that James Vowles will be their new team principal.
Oh look, Karoo Channel doing a voiceover that isn't actually a voiceover.
Of pride. This is everything. It's my hobby, it's my passion, it's my life. This job represents me as an individual. I go to sleep thinking about it, I wake up thinking about it, wake up in the middle of the night and make notes about it.
Really?
I came from Mercedes, which has really everything you could possibly want, and then some, to Williams, which is driven by an amount of passion that drives me even now when I speak about it. It's a racing organisation, but without some of the infrastructure, a lot of the infrastructure, in fact, that I was used to.
Okay. I'm just trying
As
to...
an organisation wants to be back at the front. It knows the legacy that's powered it. If you walk around the factory, it won't take you long before you come across 10, 20 individuals that will tell you their life story, and you realise how interconnected it is with Williams.
I think the great thing about this
The challenge I set out
is
was first
that
and foremost,
he's a
let's do
good
our
team
utmost to
principal.
actually
I've got the...
unlock a
He's
little
going to
bit
take
more
Williams back
money
up
for this team to move
as much
forward.
as he
The second
can.
was,
He's had
let's
those
try
years
and
at
capture
Mercedes
some
and
of
he's
the low-hanging
good.
fruit of perhaps what we're not getting the most out of this package with at the moment. Everything else was about how do we move this team large chunks forward in 24, 25, 26? How far do we push the boundaries of what we're doing without hopefully breaking the system to the point where we get ourselves in trouble? And it's finding that right balance, and that's the journey we're on today.
So this is back in
I
Bahrain.
remember
Okay.
still walking onto the pit wall just before qualifying and having a chat to the team at the time.
This is the filming
And
day.
I said, just prepare yourself. It's tough when you see that you're struggling to get out of Q1. And I was more optimistic than that, but they gave me the preparations for it. When obviously we did far more than that, and not just that race, from those races onwards. This year was actually about just pure fundamentals. Get it right, and you can pick off a point that's available to you here and there. And about halfway through the year, just race after race, we started to deliver points. If I had to pick a highlight, it would be Silverstone, when we finished 7th with a queue of cars behind us. But a home Grand Prix with the livery on the car with Alex.
Sinthal says, I think Williams are getting 100 more points this year. Komatsu on the Williams car has to beat Ayu Komatsu, who runs the Haas team. Yeah, I didn't think of that. That's true, actually. Has to be done. Wait, is it Sinthal? Is it Stake or Kick Sauber? It's Stake F1 team.
But it's the start of our journey together.
Stake F1 team, Kick Sauber.
The outside world reflects on Williams not in the same way as for the last 5 years, which is they're just here to participate. They're here as a serious competitor that want to move up.
75 plus safer guess, yeah.
They're investing in the right areas. It's a change of momentum.
If they get over 100, I'll be very impressed.
Just look with pride of where we've moved from and where we are today.
Buxton?
And now James Vowles joins me in the studio. James, welcome.
How well?
We've just watched.
Can we present for the Williams studio for a race weekend? Look at it, it's great.
But looking to the present, tell us what you think about the FW46.
Oh, Williams, if you're watching, can we host a race weekend there?
It looks great. Has done in a number of aspects. First and foremost, look at the car 12 months ago and look at the car today. Look at the amount of top brand sponsors that are on the journey with us, and that for me is a real boon and a suggestion of direction of travel that we're in. The second element of things is when I look at the livery, it's sort of got this really nice progression between the blues, which for me signifies where we have been and where we're going. It's got a nod, which is subtle in there, but you will see it back to Frank and back to our history. It contains for me the history of what the team is, signifying elements of where we're going, and then just really some top-class sponsors that are a part of our journey.
2023 was Williams
Release the Kraken. I'm going to be saying that so much to the commentary this year.
7th in the Constructors' Championship.
What's at
stake? Amazing
stake?
result.
Release the Kraken.
How do you plan on carrying that momentum through into 2024?
As harsh as it sounds, proud of what we've achieved, but 7th doesn't mean a tremendous amount to me. We've done a good job. Not a great job, we've done a good job.
To simulate, he's talking to you there.
Looks like. And here's the gap that we've got to fulfill between those two. You're not going to do it in 1 year. That's simply just not possible, but we will get there. And we will get there because the perseverance, the belief, the passion is at the highest level I've ever seen. And that carries you through a tremendous amount.
I think Williams is in a bit more safer hands.
I mean, right now, I can't wait for the sound, the smell, the feeling of when you stand behind the car and you watch it drive out the garage for the first time at Bahrain. The feeling is like none other. The significance of it is that you're taking about 12 months worth of work. That's what it is nowadays to start your design process and build your car. You're looking at that and you can sum it up in just a few seconds. That's the hard work of nearly 1,000 people being brought down to a few seconds. And that's what I'm looking forward to, being a part of that again.
Excellent stuff. The Williams Racing Driver Academy has been in full force. Can you talk us through the importance of the academy and what it means for the future of the sport?
It means a tremendous amount to me.
Alfa Romeo or Alfa Tauri? Which one? Because now they've both gone, isn't it? Typical, we lose both Alfas and get two worst names on the grid.
Individuals who will give you everything.
Adam says
and if they're good
Williams
enough,
gets 75-25 points this year.
Like
that's realistic.
To that because you've brought them up from
I think both of them will be in the top 10 a number of races this year.
Into Formula One. So it means a lot to me. Same for Williams. If you look at Williams,
maybe even a podium. It's not unrealistic. That car was quick in one lap. Forget like a Spa.
New generations of individuals, be that into the engineering world or as a driver. And it's what I stand for. It's what
wet Spa that is, not dry Spa.
What I really like is if you go up and down our ranks,
AlphaTauri Racing Bulls meet. Oh right, yeah, I think they'll be a bit better this year.
What I call the pyramid of motorsport, and we have really exciting talent all the way through.
MoneyGram has F1. Why is our team principal on your
James,
side pods?
Thank you so much.
So Adam, you got it in one. Look at that, Komatsu.
Now, as mentioned, Williams has always given young drivers their big break.
That's why is our team principals
and this year,
on
the
your side
Williams
pod.
Academy is bigger and better than ever, supporting drivers from grassroots level.
Jamie Chadwick, of course, in this one.
So let's find out what one of the Academy's youngest is up to this season.
My name is Alexander Bondarev. I'm from Ukraine, and I'm racing in karting in the OK class this year. I was a big fan of the movie Cars since I was 3, so yeah, I think that's the main thing that got me into racing. Last year I was racing in karting also, but in the OKJ class. The year went great. I managed to win the European Championship with the Team KR. This year I moved up to the OK Senior class. The speed we have is great. I already got 2 wins so far, so I think we have a very strong season.
And I'm delighted to say that I have now been joined by Williams
Jamie
Racing
Chadwick.
driver, Indy NXT driver, and F1 Academy advisor. Did I get that all in and right?
I think so.
Channel 4
Jamie
F1
Chadwick.
pundit.
Jamie, we've just seen 14-year-old Alexander, who,
Oh,
of
it is
course,
true.
has been competing at international level in karts. We all know how competitive and how important it is to start your career in karts, but also the importance of having the allyship of a Formula One team. How critical is that?
Absolutely, and I mean, I think seeing Williams getting involved in the junior ranks and now karting is fantastic to see. When I joined the academy, it was only me, and it kind of evolved and grew into more. But
Christian
now to see how
Horner's
many
under
drivers we have
investigation.
in the academy, and like you said, in karting as well, it's fundamental, and I think their career development is going to be massively benefited from that.
And the Williams Academy is growing by the day, by the week. Recent announcements that Alessandro Giusti has joined the programme along with 13-year-old karter Sara Matsui. And they will be joining another driver who'll be making her debut in the F1 Academy Series in 2024.
I'm Leah Block, and I'm a Williams Racing Academy driver, and I'm racing in F1 Academy this year. Last year, I was racing in the US in Nitro Cross. I also raced karting. I did Pikes Peak. I did the Baja 1000. My highlight of last year was winning the ARA Rally Championship in the US. It's something that I've been working
I think we
towards
covered
for a couple years
her
now,
win on the
and
Grid
to get
Network.
that done and dusted was really cool. This year, I'm debuting in single-seaters. I've never raced this type of motorsport, so it's going to be really fun. It's going to be a big challenge, but I'm ready for it.
Jamie, as an F1 Academy advisor, I feel like you're the perfect person to talk about Leah and the huge job that really stands in front of her this season. The transition for her into single-seaters. What kind of a task lies in store for her?
It is a task, it is going to be a challenge, but I think what's great about Leah, she is young, she's very excited about the opportunity, and it's a huge opportunity that she has here with F1 Academy, so I'm really excited about it. I've worked with her a little bit so far, I've seen her in action in a rally car, and if that's anything to go by, I think she's going to be in a good place come the first race. My role is going to be particularly mentoring Leah. I feel like I've been through a little bit of what she's potentially going to go through.
Three-time W
this
Series
year,
champion,
so
yeah.
I'm excited to sort of use a little bit of my experience to help her where I can, but also just enjoy
Williams
watching
overalls are
what is gonna
kind of
be quite a
boring in my opinion. Yeah,
revolutionary
they're
F1
just plain white, aren't
Really
they? Could
hope
do
it
with a
will be.
little bit of colour on
Absolutely.
them.
And of course,
Christopher
for
Jordan,
the
got to see her
champions
drive
of
that
F1 Academy, the
Porsche
hope
at Pikes
to
Peak last
step
year,
up,
140
progress through
or
the
40,000
ladder, and natural next step would
HP beast.
Formula 3.
She's a good
Let's
driver
see who
as well.
will be representing Williams Racing.
I can't
in
wait for
that
F1 Academy
championship
when it gets underway in Jeddah.
2024.
My name's Luke Browning. I'm a Williams Racing Academy driver.
Ah, Luke
and
Browning.
This year I'll be racing for High Tech in Formula 3. During the winter break, we ventured down to Middlesex University and we got put through our paces. After the couple of days were over, I needed some good sleep. I think I slept about 10 or 11 hours after that. My body was crying, but I feel really well prepared now. Being a member of the Williams Academy is the most special thing about my career. Having the
Oh, they have
opportunity
put Paddy
to shoot
Lowe
for
on the wall,
stars,
I see. I
having
just
the
realised.
face of both Jameses behind me.
Macau.
Everyone in Williams now has a vision and sees where it's going. And I wanna
Only
be a
covered
part
that,
of
of course.
Jamie, F3.
To simulate says Feb 5th I've already made my F1 constructors predictions, mark it down. It's on the live stream, we've got it.
Unique challenges of that championship.
I think the tough thing about
We're going to have an
F1 is you almost
F1
need to
preview
be
show,
the
so
finished
don't worry,
product by the
we'll
time
get all
you
those
there
predictions
almost,
in.
there's
It'll
not
be
much
live.
room for development. You're going in at a really high level. You're racing on the F1 circus. You've got to prove yourself. You've got sort of a very short window to prove it. So looking at a lot of these drivers, they've got to come in and be on the money straight away almost.
And what do you think Luke's aims for 2024
Jamie still
will be?
earned
Is
quite
it
a lot of
year
money for
learning?
W
Is
Series.
it gunning for the title?
I think it has to be gunning for the title. I mean, he finished off the year last year winning Macau, which is something, as a driver, I think everyone can dream of, and I take my hat off to him. It's an unbelievable achievement. But with that, I think, comes the pressure of putting your name at the top of the list to try and win the title. So I wish him the best of luck in that.
Absolutely, and we all agree with that. F1, of course, is the ultimate goal of any racing driver, and the Williams Racing Driver Academy has two drivers tantalisingly close to the pinnacle of the sport. They will both be racing this year in the Formula 2 Championship.
I'm Zachary Sullivan from the UK, and this year I'll be racing with ART GP in Formula 2. Last year I was racing in Formula 3, I finished second in the championship, so quite a successful season. Highlight from me last year, I would say, was competing in FP1 in Abu Dhabi with Williams. Any kind of opportunity you get to drive a modern F1 car is so special.
Gives his reward
of course,
for
thank you
such a
for
great
Williams
year.
for that opportunity.
3.
This year I'm stepping up to F2, obviously a rookie year for me. A new car also for everyone in the
F2's got
championship.
so many
Not too sure what to expect,
good
but looking
rookie
forward to it.
drivers, isn't it? It's going to be a great year.
From Argentina, racing
Colapinto's
in
really
Formula
strong,
2.
actually.
Last year I raced in Formula 3. It was a
Again,
tough
now
year
to
at
Formula
times,
2.
but I think we closed the year very well. The main
Adding that,
highlight of last year was,
Kimi
of course,
Antonelli.
the testing Formula 1 car.
Really
It's
fun.
been such a long time since an Argentinian drove a Formula 1 car, 20 years or more than 20 years. For me to be the first one again, it was, I think, a very historic moment, not only for myself, but for the country as well.
Synthel says, okay, I want to make a constructor's prediction as well, but I've got no clue. I'm afraid
Franco,
Aston will have a lot
joined
worse
Jamie
than
and
last
myself
year.
here in the studio.
And I have
Guys,
no idea
great
about
to
Racing
see you.
Bulls,
I
Stake
would
and
ask you
Williams.
about the season ahead of you and the new car, but I know you've only run a couple of laps in a shakedown. So instead, I want to talk about F1, because you both got to run laps in an F1 car last year. How was that for both of you?
It was absolutely insane, you know, since I was 9 years old when I started racing go-karts. My dream was one day to be able to drive a Formula 1 car, and to have achieved it already in my first year with Williams. We just started this journey, and to see that, you know, your dreams are becoming true, it motivates you a lot to continue pushing, to continue improving, and it's an absolute pleasure to be part of the team.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah, not too dissimilar for me, really. I think rolling out of the garage, especially for me in FP1, was a dream come true, especially on the F1 weekend. Sharing the track with 19 other cars was super cool. But it's an experience I'll never forget, and one I really, really enjoyed.
And so for all three of you, in conclusion, how would you say this team has helped to supercharge your careers?
Like usually I joined the team back in 2019 and I definitely wouldn't be sat here or even in this position without them. So very lucky to be a part of the team.
Should have
very
been in
lucky to stay
Formula
part
1.
of the team,
It's
and,
all right.
yeah, exciting to see, you know, how it's evolved.
Shift
and
over
what
to
it's gonna
Indy
become.
NXT.
Yeah, absolutely.
W Series
I wouldn't
Costa.
be in this seat here today. I wouldn't be racing in Europe without Williams. So it's just amazing to be part of this process, and I hope we can continue for many more years together. We can continue building up a nice relationship. Of course, thank you for the trust of everyone at Williams, and let's keep doing a great show.
No, it means a huge amount, I think, as a British driver as well. Being with such a historic British team is a big pleasure, going into my third year now with Williams. As Franco said, I
Freezing
think
in this
being
garage.
involved with an F1 team, being integrated from quite a young age
Oh, it's
gives
11
you a
degrees.
goal,
It's
something to
quite
work
nice
to.
outside, but it's
And I think
windy,
also from my
and the
side, you
box
learn
is
a massive
cold.
amount working with F1 level people from quite early on.
Lovely stuff. Boys, best of luck this year in the very new look F2 cars. And
Yeah,
Jeremy,
what do you think of the F2 cars,
in
everyone?
Indy
They look
NXT.
really
Our best wishes
bizarre.
go with you across the
I'll get
seas
to the comments in a
America.
second from Synth and
that,
Dissimulate.
folks, pretty much brings us to the end of proceedings for our launch. Williams, the iconic Williams team, is ready to take it to the next level in 2024. But this is just the start of the journey for this year. This is history in the making. Williams Racing will keep you updated throughout the season on their social media channels. So make sure you follow at Williams Racing and do download the app. For now, goodbye.
Oh, we are going to see it again. I don't know. What does everyone think then? Williams launched their brand new livery for 2024, harking back to the original of Williams of the past with the white and red stripes around the navy blue. It is a new look. They've retained Albon alongside Logan Sargent. Whole new sponsorship. Development on last year. We won't see exactly what the car will look like until pre-season testing, but their tagline, history in the making.
From F1 to Q1.
Let's turn that off then and get some images open from the desktop. Let's take a look then, shall we? Have they actually given us any images? Should we go to Twitter? Twitter. There we go. Let's take a look then. Let's get to the comments quickly as well, because I just want to get through here. And what the new Williams merch. Oh, so Lucy, Last Lap Lucy's got some Williams merch on already. Oh, okay. Not too bad, actually, the Williams merch. They've got sort of like navy blue at the bottom. I need like a sky pad for this bit. We need this. I need a big screen where we can go it on going forward. Let's try and zoom in a little, actually, on the Twitter. There we go. No, we don't want to talk about Arsenal. Come on. What we will talk about quickly is Christian Horner invading the launch, I know, but Christian Horner's had an investigation by Red Bull after a complaint was made. So, interesting. Interesting as well. Look at that. Alonso. They're all thinking he's going there, isn't he? Gulf Oil International. You did it again, team. It's perfect. No, because if it was perfect, it would be in the Gulf livery colours. That's what we all want. That's what we all want to see. But do we get it? No, we don't. So, let's go through. Synthol says, I'll go 1 Red Bull, 2 Mercedes, 3 McLaren, 4 Ferrari, 5 Aston Martin, 6 Williams, 7 Stake, 8 Alpine, 9 Racing Bulls, 10 Haas. Interesting. To simulate, oh yeah, I've already predicted on a different channel that Sainz will win a race, but Leclerc won't. That's an interesting gamble. Synthol says the F2 cars need to get some the F2 cars need some getting used to. For me, yeah, same here. That wing looks really bizarre. Looks like it looks like they've just held a knife upside down, as well from cutlery. Dissimulate says so he will fight harder against Charles than before. Yeah, for now the rear wing of the F2 looks really lucky to me. I agree. I think, but mostly hope that Williams will have a chance to fight for 5th in the constructors this year. Williams could be fighting for 5th if Sargent. Williams could be fighting for 5th if Sargent was much more experienced. He got there last year. So, Gulf Oil, Williams Love Heart. Someone cooked here, says Kraken. Need a blue heart emoji, says Specsavers. Should have gone to Specsavers. I'm obsessed with it. Multi-viewer, nice. 10k fine, he's touched the rear wing. Yeah, 10k fine. You're not allowed to touch the rear wing, I'm afraid. So, is there any images? Let's go on the actual Twitter and take a look. Aha! Excellent. I was hoping there would be. Well, hang on a minute. That's just the same thing again. So that's not even the new images. Right, we're going to have to settle with this then. So this is the livery only. Still don't like the fact that carbon from Duracell at the top ruins it. I mean, it's a good idea. You can see why. Square intake, Duracell batteries, but don't know. I really like that front bit of the wing. There's a bit of return to hedges, does remind me. But to me, right, see, what I would have done is carried that on all throughout the car and it got bigger as it went down to create like a little bit of a swoosh effect around it. Do you know what I mean? That's what I would have done. Doesn't look too good in my opinion. Okay, that about wraps it up then for the Williams launch here. We'll be live at 7 o'clock GMT for all of the action from the Stake F1 Team Kick Sauber launch as well. The live stream is already up, ready for that to go on as well. Not sure what they're doing, but we'll have a look. And also, we'll be live all throughout the night as well for MotoGP's pre-season testing. We're on air. Now, the session starts at 2, but because we've got to be less than 8 hours on a live stream, otherwise, if there's any music or anything, we can't really get the monetization. So we're on air at 2:10, so 10 minutes after the start of the session. But I've had it reliably informed because I've got people trackside. They won't go out for the first 15 minutes anyway, so you won't miss anything. So 10 past 2 a.m., that's GMT, we will be live. The live stream for that MotoGP will be up shortly as well, and we'll be covering it throughout the night as well. Thanks for your company here. Williams launched their new livery, but when will we see the new car? That's in testing. 15 days time, 15 hours. We'll be live for it all. We'll see you later for Sauber's launch. Bye-bye.